So here's the score I got for the first run. This is actually the very first run I did for the week 6 nightmare story mode. So here's our score. I'll show it to you again at the end. But yeah, I'll show you the build here. The builds. There'll just be some footage. I'm just gonna show you the playthrough, the rest of this playthrough for the nightmare, and just at different points in the video I'll show you some tips and things if you're trying to get a higher score. And I mean, basically the key with this is one, again with the hunter, this is very similar. If you haven't seen my week 6 nightmare build, this is basically the same build with one change. And maybe I'll even do a bonus samurai build. I mostly play with the hunter, it's the funnest for me, but I do play with the other characters, and I've got some pretty cool builds. So you guys can let me know if you want to see those. But we'll get right into the build here for you. So basically, the build we're running here is we're running explosive arrows. As it's similar to basically the same build almost as the Survival Nightmare Week 6. So you can check that out. Explosive arrows ability cooldown. We're running damage status effect and 2 legendary items. Basically very similar. Going with another ability cooldown on the sword, and then going with the skipping bow, but instead of helmet piercing we're going with shield piercing, because you're mostly dealing with those spear oni right at the end of the story mode level. So that's becomes an issue. And then again we're going with the 96.7%. I actually got it beating this story mode. I actually got a good draw. And I got this Fire Master Hunter ability radius 95 plus 7.5% fire damage. So that would add on to the Fire Master damage plus the increased damage. So you technically be getting 57.5% fire damage. And then if you go up here, I also have the 12% fire damage on the legendary. And I think I'm going to do a run with that and see how it goes on the next one. And then again, we're going with the sticky bombs and the Mr. Yagata instead of the Spirit Kunai. So that's basically the difference. The Mr. Yagata I'll show you at the end. The end of this level, it really helps because you're in a tight quarters, and it really, especially if you're trying to get through without needing a revive, that really helps as well. But I ran through this a couple times, and I can show you guys kind of the different scores we got. But I'll show you the score I got here at the end. And I actually got a higher score running it through, but this is the one I want to show you because this is the first one I did.
Watch out, Oni!
So basically, on this level, and if you're going for speed, like I said, I got a higher score on some other runs, but I just wanted to show you this is basically the first run. You're probably going to play it like I did, and go through trying to basically just do as you usually do with the missions, which is destroy everybody. But if you're going for a speed run, all you have to do is hit the objectives. So you don't actually have to kill every bad guy on the level. So if you're trying to cut your time down, or you can't figure out how people are cutting their times down, it's because all you have to do is hit the objectives, and then you can leave as soon as the Torii gates open, even if there's still bad guys left. So especially like on this level, all you have to do is free the 2 hostages and destroy the tango. So once you do that, if there's anybody left, you can just skip them and move on. You don't get penalized for it in your points. From what I see, basically you get extra points for completing the scrolls, the treasure chest, and for not needing a revive. But then the rest of your bonus comes from time bonus. So even if you need a revive, you can end up with a much higher score, going down multiple times, being revived multiple times, as long as you get that time down. That's what matters the most for those extra time bonuses. So basically that's what you want to focus on. And we didn't really get a high time bonus on here because again I was playing with an assassin, and a lot of people have been trying to play this with the assassin using the hallucination darts and letting the enemies attack each other. But if you want the highest score, that's not going to be the way to go, because it just takes too long to let them fight it out like we're doing here. That's killing your time. You just want to run in there and take everybody out as fast as possible. And you don't even have to take out those 2 archers there. All you have to do is take out that Tengu, and then I'll show you going into the tent and taking out the people in the tent to free the hostage.
Foe can't be beat.
So basically, you're just looking to try to run in this tent, take these people out. Again, this is where, especially with the hostage situation, running the mist really helps to, especially because everybody's freaking invisible. It really helps to give you time to assess it. And then he comes through with his special, so I'm just waiting for him to knock their health down before I fire off my explosive arrows to kind of do crowd control and clear the area. So right here, you see I could have just rescued the hostage there. This is the first time I ran through and didn't realize it. As soon as you do that, it's over. Like, there's other people left, but we don't even have to fight them. We end up doing it anyway. So if you're really going for a speed run, you could skip all this. Just rescue the hostage and go through the Torii gates.
The Tengu. They flew down from the old monastery. And the cave. Beware of the cave.
The ghost traveled toward the mountains, hoping they could stop the Tengu and find the cave that had terrified the villagers.
Into the shadows.
Cursed chest was free, and the ghost reaped their rewards. The story has become grim. The monastery loomed over the trees in the distance. The ghost pressed on, searching for the
So
source
here,
of the
basically, there's usually some guys at the top of these steps. They might be lower down on the steps when you're coming through, but usually there's guys on the top of these steps, and there's going to be a Tengu who's going to be on a path. I'll show you up by where the scrolls are when you're going to get the scroll. So basically up here, down those steps, the Tengu basically walks that path. You can see he's almost spotted us, but he basically walks this path. No matter how many times you play it, that's going to be his path, his spawn point. So he might be anywhere on that path. Again, he did the hallucination darts. It's really, like I said, it's not really the quick way to play it if you're trying to get bonuses, because it just takes too long to let them fight it out. You might as well just go attack them right away. And then, again, if you're just running, like I said, I'm running the explosive arrows, so it's still a pretty powerful build. And there's, makes it a lot less difficult. Definitely, though, running with an assassin can help if you're playing with the hunter. The hunter really pairs well with everybody. I would argue that the Ronin is probably the least best to pair with. You can pair with the samurai, so he can do basically the melee and dirty work, and while you pick people off from a distance, or you can pair with the assassin. And what the assassin will do if he has group vanish is he allows you to line up some headshots with explosive arrows without being seen. And so that makes it a lot easier to get a perfect headshot with the explosive arrow, which is where the damage is done with this build. That 95% radius with the skipping bow, it's going to skip the explosion, really do a lot of damage. So that's one of the things that running with the assassin really helps with. And plus, most people who run assassin are also going to be running with the smoke bomb as well, so that's even more stealth. So you see here, I see that guy. basically, like I said, I'm just trying to line up a headshot with the explosive arrow,
Never saw it coming.
and I did not get the headshot. But I was definitely trying to line one up. And then, like I said, I didn't know how fast people were doing this, so I basically just ran back because he didn't see us. Which is another thing you can do with the explosive arrow is just shoot people from a distance, let them burn out. You see how that burn took his energy all the way down to one more hit, and then it's just an assassination from there. But you can shoot from a distance, let people burn to their health real low, and then come back and get them. They won't chase you if you shoot them from far enough away because they don't even know where you're at and where you're coming from. So usually, almost every time there's two tangos here. Tangoos, I mean.
My arrows
So you just
never
want to take those guys out. And these people are relatively easy to take out.
Should heal up.
The Tango defeated. The cave grew silent, and the ghosts found themselves before Kojiro.
So basically, again, this is really why you're running the mist instead of the kunai. Is for this last part. 'Cause this last part can take the longest, and it's pretty tough because you're in tight and close quarters. But see how he just used full vanish, so I didn't even have to use mist. I could get that headshot off, and it's basically burning everybody around. And that allows us to really do some damage. And then I still have my smoke. If I'll still be able to use my smoke later if I accidentally need it. But basically, if you have your ultimate on this third stage, you just want to save it. Don't even use it outside the cave. Just save it for the cave so you can take guys out really fast. Again, that really speeds up the process. My fastest time, basically we saved our ult. I ran my explosive arrow, then I ran my ult, and then I was running with the samurai. He used his ult. And basically, in a matter of 20 seconds, we took everybody out in the cave, and then you can get out of there to get the W. So, but yeah, that's basically it. Again, you guys can check the build out in the beginning. You got the score. You saw my score in the beginning. You'll see it here in the end. And next time I'll show you, maybe I'll run a different build and see what the fastest time I can get. I want to try that, running that legendary charm on this one. I've ran it on the survival before, and it's really powerful, the one with the extra 12% fire damage. But I think I'm going to try to run it on the story mode and see how effective it is. But yeah, that's our score. What scores did you guys get? Let me know. And if you like the videos, like and subscribe. And I got more videos coming for you. We'll have week 7 up as soon as we can.